Totally acoustic, a home for fun and live music. Not plugged in my top, nor now, that's what it's totally about and why it's called Totally Acoustic.
Hello, I'm MJ Hibbett and this is episode 9 of the Totally Acoustic Vodcast series. As ever, we've got 3 great acts on the show for you today. We've got Blythe Power, we've got Adam from the Hectic Eclectics, and we've got McGee, none of whom have ever played in the live version of Totally Acoustic, which I think means something, but I'm not quite sure what. As ever, you can find details of these acts and links to their Bandcamp pages on our webpage, which is www.totallyacoustic.com. And if you like what people do, please go and buy some of their stuff. And if you go there, you'll also see all the other vodcasts in this series, the podcasts we've done, and all sorts of things that we've got coming up. So, at the moment, I'm reckoning we're only going to do another 2 shows after this in this particular series. So I thought, while I still can, I'd do one of my favourite songs of mine. This is a song about love in the information technology community. When I say it's a song about love in the information technology community, it's probably the song about love in the information technology community, and it's called It Only Works Because You're Here. The phone rings 9 times before he says yes. She's got a problem with Internet Explorer and he's the computer desk. He waits and takes the lift to her floor and says, "Show me the problem then." She's mildly mortified to find that everything's working again. She flushes bright pink, which he thinks is wonderful. She feels like such a fool, and so she says, "It only works because you're here. Before you came it was broken. It only works because you're here. You've got my windows to open, la-da-da." Weeks pass, and that's that, until he gets in late one day to see she's been and posted a post-it note onto his screen that says, "Could you pop up when you've got a minute?" He flies up 5 flights of stairs to find her computer rebooting and main site IT guy sat in her chair. He's red-faced and out of breath, which she thinks is wonderful. She knows he'll wanted to help her, and so she says, "It only works because you're here. Before you came it was broken. It only works because you're here. You've got my windows to open, la-da-da." So he pops in to see her when he's passing, and also when he's not. He's fairly sure that he feels something for her, but she can't say exactly what. He's nervous and he's shy, and that's part of the reason why she likes him. But a fake chance of romance is not enough reason for her to stay. He can't believe it when he hears that she's leaving from her whip-round wielding PA. There's not enough room on the cards to fit all the words that burn in his heart. She's leaving. It's horrible. He doesn't know what to do. Until at her leaving do, he puts his hand on his heart and says, "It only well done, she says, when you've left it a bit bloody late. So let's not waste time now, I think you're great. They kiss, crowd cheers, main site IT guy goes home in a flood of tears. And by the way, if you've been affected by any of the issues raised in that song, please don't cry for main site IT guy. He fell in love with a goth online, and now they've got a dog. There we go. So there we go, that was me. Thanks for listening to that if you didn't bother. If you didn't bother, that's fine. I'll never know. I might as well get on with it anyway to what is the first proper acts today. This is a band that I've played with at their festival a couple of times over the years. Once very close to my parents' house, which is very exciting. And they're a great band. They're a bit of a legend, really. I'm very happy to have them on the show. So please welcome, it's Blythe Power.
Hello everyone, we're one half of Blythe Power. We're very pleased to be taking part in Totally Acoustic, so we're totally acoustic except for the keyboards, which don't count. Thanks to Mark for having us. We'll get on with it with no further ado. This is called Morning Comes Home. It's about being woken up in the morning by your children, who pinch and punch you on the first day of each month, apparently. You know that. Yes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. It found a note he'd left written on the door, saying I'm not at home today, I'm unavoidably delayed. See that soon, sorry I missed your call. He'd come a long way and nowhere to stay. He was tired and his foothills were sore. Wearily he gathered up his boulders, sailed back along the winding road, wrapped a blanket wide around his shoulders, cause the morning was cold. They shared a lot of old jokes and Bacardi and Cokes. Then they climbed the magic faraway tree. Daryl's thinking hard about the future, but Gwen is independent and she knows there's a wide world around her where anything goes. I was lining up the planets in a row. There was a catcher in the rye, he sent me running by. I crashed down on the rocky shore below. When I'm rising early in the winter time, and I'm falling in the darkness for my clothes. Oh, when the brief night behind me, the morning unfolds. Orbiting in Thunderbird 5. If your gap year's gone on about a decade too long, and you're wondering how it feels to be alive, instead it takes me all my concentration, and I struggle with your little ringtone, till the big light finds me, the morning comes home. So the owl and the pussycat found her. Snow White never lived to tell a tale, and so little things grow their legs and spread their wings and change direction in the water and the air. So I'm glad you took the time to come and find me. I'm glad you never do as you were told, and I hope you'll always be there to remind me the morning is gold. That the morning is gold. the morning's gold. Magic mirror, I'm listening, I won't hear you now. I'm the fairest at the ball. Would you gather to my christening? I won't fear them now because I'm scarier than them all. So here's your morning call. Right, Letter from Rifle. This is a song I wrote in Germany in the mid-90s when it was a very, 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 very unpleasant place for some people. I went into a Turkish grocer's shop to buy some breakfast, and he was so surprised to see a non-Turkish person in his shop that he made me a cup of tea and gave me an apple. So I wrote a song about it. It's splendid. This is called Letter from Rifle, okay?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, Blythe Power. That was great. And hopefully, you never know, once we can get the live shows going again, maybe we can get one for that. So our second act today is somebody I've played with before, but never got on a totally acoustic. This chap I toured with when I did my first proper, I think, national tour. We had a lovely time. He's a great chap, and I'm really pleased to have got him on the show. So please welcome, it's Adam from the Hectic Eclectics.
Hi, my name's Adam Smith. I'm in a band called the Hectic Eclectics. I'd like to thank McGee for asking me to play on behalf of that group on the Vodcast. I'm going to play two songs for you. We had an album out recently on vinyl. Neither of the songs are on this album, they're on our latest EP, so I'm just going to play two for you really quickly just now. First one is something we can all relate to, probably. It's called Podcast. It goes like this. Sitting in my happy place I've curated, feeling snug, gotta get my calm mode activated. Oral hug, we're brothers and Heisers, and here we go. Oh, podcast, save me from hell, save me from everything. You gotta save me from anything, just save myself from myself. Oh, podcast, save me from hell, save me from everything. You gotta save me from anything, just save myself from myself. I almost stopped to think about my career, on my life, but I got Adam Buxton in my left ear, and Wilbur in my right. We can sort this out, lads, here we go. Oh, podcast, save me from hell, save me from everything. You gotta save me from anything, just save myself from myself. Oh, podcast, save me from hell, save me from everything. You gotta save me from anything, just save myself from myself. This back and forth rapport is just so interesting. Oh wow, oh where will they go now? The in-jokes and the lore that have been built up now for but when they're really getting to the crux, this could be out walking throats and not a Coke Starbucks. So ba 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 ba. On the recorded version, there's a sort of slightly amusing bit in the middle where I pretend to be the sort of advert you might get on a podcast that people are kind of have to do, and it's, you know, sort of hopefully dryly amusing, but I can barely do this message just now without getting the structure of the chords wrong. So anyway, we've covered all the points and plenty more besides. Oh wow, what more could listeners want? We all enjoyed the ride and they could overlook the times they just acted as over, and I'm about to sigh. Well, I just was typing a new subject and I give it a try, you know. This podcast got me wondering if I'm psychopathic. Surely not. Walking with my headphones into traffic. They must stop. Knowledge over meat space. Here we go. Oh, podcast, save me from hell, save me from everything. You gotta save me from anything, just save myself from myself. Oh, podcast, save me from hell, save me from everything. You gotta save me from anything, just save myself from myself. Podcast, tell me about Star Wars, tell me about video games, tell me about Fatty Arbuckle and Virginia Rapide in 1921. Make fun of Ben Shapiro's novel. Tell me about the Decca edition in 1962. Tell me about the recording of Indiscreet by Sparks. Tell me about the 1976 reunion of Dakota. Tell me about Bernie's chances in 2020. Oh, tell me about Bernie's chances in 2024. Tell me about Bernie's chances in 2028. Tell me about Bernie's chances in 2032. Tell me about... And then it kind of fades out. Okay, so you get the idea. That was Podcast from our last EP. Thank you for putting up with that if you've got this far. I'm going to play one more song from our latest EP, which is called Do the Ad Hominem with the Hector Collectors. I'd like to thank MG Hibbert again for asking us to put this on. This song maybe there's a bit of an introduction just to excuse it more than anything else. It's supposed to be a sort of song from a musical play that's not been completed about social media in the modern age, and this is a sort of theme song that's maybe sung halfway through by a kind of older male character in it. Maybe it could be played by Stanley Holloway or David Tomlinson if they're still alive, and it's sort of a guy who's reached a certain age, who's reflecting that social things ain't what they used to be, you know, in terms of social media. Twitter, he's getting a lot of aggro on Twitter and stuff like that, so he's kind of lamenting the fact that things aren't what they were on Twitter. It's called Remember When Twitter Was Really Spiffy. Okay, it starts off like this. Okay. Sometimes I get to wondering why we're all fighting online. Your voice, a small opinion, is treated like a crime. With trolls and cancellations, and everyone's to blame. But if you want to know what I think, it's ruining our brains. What happened to that lovely place, the Twitter we once knew? The place where all our hearts were cheered to see that bird of blue. And so I think I'll sing about how every good thing ends. And maybe some of you lot can make this bag a trend. Remember when Twitter was really spiffy? Remember when Twitter was really grand? You'd trade quips with blue ticks like David Quantic, then you'd retweet Caitlin Moran. Remember when Twitter was really happening? You'd jump onto that app and say hello. There was no horrible trolling, just wit from J.K. Rowling. So just sign along with the show. Tell you what, after this is done, we'll go down to Winchester, have a pint, and wait till all this blows over. Remember when Twitter was really swinging? A hangout for the cultural creme de creme. A classless online forum of impeccable decorum. As long as you were somebody ham. Remember when Twitter was one big party that never ever closed from dawn till dusk? You had Inspideel and Dorking, but hardly ever any blocking, and everyone respected Elon Musk. Later on, Mitch and Ben will be taking a sideways look at the news. Oh, this is why we can't have nice things, mother. Why'd you have to show me what they're like? Remember when Twitter was just a giggle that ended when you switched off your device, and not an imposition on your every word precision that affected the rest of your life. Remember when Twitter was just a pastime and not a zero-sum game you can't win. You know, I wish I'd never signed up, but now I get my time's up. Please take this half apology I made. Nobody talks to me like that! Yo, block! This is why we can't have nice things, mother. Why'd you have to tell me about this 2 minutes, honey? Why'd you never tell me about this? Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. That was great. I don't know if you noticed, there was some seamless editing going on in that. So, I mean, I wish I could do it that seamlessly because it will make doing this a lot quicker for my bits. Anyway, so for our final, actually, something great. I'm really pleased I've got on. She's in loads of bands. That hopefully once this is all over, we'll try and get 1, 2, 3 or even 4 of them to play a tune. But for now, it's her playing solo. I've seen this already, so I know it's great. So please welcome, it's Angles McGee.
invisible applause. Invisible silent applause. I'm Laura Ankles. I guess today I am Ankles McGee. Until recently I was in a band called Sugar Rush, and that first song was off of our one EP called Coping, which is up on Bandcamp if you want to listen to it. Maybe someday we'll get the technological ability to put it on other platforms. But that day is not today, so you can only listen to it on Bandcamp. I'm going to play another song off of that in just a second. I hope you're all okay at home. I'm very comfy in my bed right now with Mochi, who is my Ditto Snorlax. Yeah, this is a song that I wrote when I was in a bit of a bad place, but feeling sort of optimistic, but also kind of hateful at myself for being optimistic, which is kind of maybe relatable for a lot of other people at the moment. I was the drummer in Sugar Rush and the guitarist. Neither of the instruments I've played have been either of those, so I'm just going to see what happens. Set where I have a little break and fuck about for a while, so I'm going to just do that with this pint that I've tried to pretend I'm still in the pub with. I'm sorry I stopped writing, I'm sorry I'm a mess, I'm getting it together, please send me your address. Deserved it.
Thanks, Laura. That was great. And I think, again, as with Adam and seamless editing, I think there's some learning points for us all in there. I think having a break halfway through the set is a fantastic idea, which I fully support and condone. So that's it for this week. Next week we've got non-canon, we've got Motorcade 1 and we've got Fight Milk. As I say, details of that and all the other shows are on our website, which is www.totallyAcoustic.com, and please do buy some people's stuff if you've enjoyed what they've done. Alright, so thanks very much for listening and we'll see you next time. Cheers!